Ah yes, the days of Guilty Gear being held by Sega Sammy, and ArcSys unable to get it back. A plucky man by the name of Toshimichi Mori decided to create his own brand new series to replace the Guilty Gear that ArcSys has lost. And he was going to call it... He actually didn't have a decent name yet. Our subject today is basically about the BlazBlue Original Material Collection, otherwise known as Genesis of the Blue Blaze, a 44-page art book that was sold on Comic Market 80, and is basically a book full of concept art of what the BlazBlue characters were going to be like. Now, before we get to that, we're going to have to start of how the title BlazBlue came into be. Now, the whole point Mori was going to go by have the story based around the color blue. Not necessarily color blue, but the game's title at least should have the word blue in it. Now, the very first title of the series was going to be called The Blue Blood, which was later turned to Blue Bloods, and that doesn't sound very good. But still, it became Blue Blood eventually, and then there was another variation called, and I'm going to pretty much butcher this, Vergatorian the Blue Blood. And eventually, the next version was called Riot the Blue Blood. Then it was turned to RiotBlue, and literally one of the very first versions of this game was going to be called RiotBlue Calamity Trigger. But then a designer of Team Blue suggested to use the word Blaze in it, which they combined together, and that's resulted into the name we all know today, known as BlazBlue. It was unknown at this point whether BlazBlue was, well, RiotBlue in this case. It was unknown where RiotBlue at this point was going to be the fighting game or the RPG that BlazBlue was originally going to be. For those who don't know, BlazBlue was originally envisioned as an RPG first, but after, actually I don't know how it changed over to fighting games. My guess it was because of the loss of Guilty Gear. Basically, they wanted to shift it over to become a fighting game, and which is pretty much, BlazBlue was pretty much. Without Guilty Gear, BlazBlue wouldn't even be a thing in the first place. And hell, Daisuke even composes the music, so that should tell you something. Although I don't know how many music composers they actually have at ArcSys. I only know two of them. That'd be Norichika Sato, who, fun fact, is the arranger for some of most of Guilty Gear's music. And he even composed some himself. He's even the main composer of Cross Tag Battle. And yeah, so those songs that you're hearing on Cross Tag Battle, like the character select theme, or the system battle theme, or the victory theme, or the get ready theme, yeah, they were composed by Norichika Sato. Daisuke had no involvement on Cross Tag, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But the point is, yeah, so they shifted from BlazBlue being an RPG over to a fighting game. And, since they didn't have Guilty Gear anymore, it's like, well, I guess we're going to have to make something kind of like Guilty Gear in order to go for it. And Toshimichi Mori was at the forefront of it. So going back to talking about the genesis of the Blue Blaze is, as I said before, a 44-page art book. And the whole thing literally just basically is concept art. And they were characters designed for Blue Blood. And even some characters that have their Blue Blood's predecessors among their concept arts. So basically, these are scrap characters for the original, basically the original characters, the original BlazBlue characters, if you were to say, that were supposed to be part of this new game called Blue Bloods. Keep in mind that I'm only going to talk about certain characters here. I'm not going to talk about everyone because I'd be here all day for it. But the point is, I'm going to talk about some characters that I thought looked interesting, compared to the originals, compared to their newer designs and their final line designs. And I want to make sure that I get that point across. I want to just be able to talk about some of the characters I think that looked interesting, because I want to talk about everyone. I really don't. I'd be here forever if I talked about everyone, and I don't want to do that. I mean, sometimes my videos aren't short. My videos go along as it is, and I really don't want to keep making that mistake. But the point is, yeah, I want this video to keep more short. I only want to talk about the characters that look interesting, and there's only few of these characters are only even named in the first place. So without, just let me just move on. So, sorry guys if I missed anything you thought could be interesting, but I will link the other concept art down in the description, in my description. So please look out for that. I know nobody really reads descriptions, but still, I mean, it's, please do, because everyone says that. You guys see more than what I talk about here. So I apologize for the quality of these images. There are like I want to pan in on some of these designs. It's kind of hard because they all get really blurred out. But I'm gonna try my best to explain and just move on. You only need to know what the base of the character looks like in the concept. It's hard to see on the book anyway because there's hardly any information on the genesis of Blue Blaze. Literally, like there's only like I've seen 2 sources, and this is the best I got. So. We're going to start off with Sheena Marco. She is a woman with gray hair tied in a ponytail, and she has scars on her abdomen. It's kind of hard to see because of the quality of the picture, but trust me, they're there. And she's a demi-human capable of transforming. And basically, her character would go on to becoming Valkenheim R. Helsing. Now, it's not if her character was his inspiration for Valkenheim, but it's basically there. She's basically the female Valkenheim to start off with. And that's pretty much all to say about these. Like, there's not much to say about these characters because there's really nothing known about them, really, because they're just scrap character designs. So, without further ado, let's just move on. Melding these two together, we're going to start off with a character called Prototype Number 17. He's basically a blue skin humanoid. Like, I don't know what to say. There's no description on him other than he's a blue skin humanoid. And moving on from Prototype 17, we go on to a character called Yujo. Basically, this red-haired man with a cross-shaped scar over his face. And he's literally Yuki Terami's predecessor. Apparently, he was scrapped because his asymmetric design did not go well with a game that needs to flip the sprites around, because, you have to flip the sprites and they're supposed to look different on the other side. So, yeah, Yujo here was... Yujo became Yuki Terami. And, yeah, his design did not... it did not jive well with the sprites that he had to be made out of. So, he was scrapped and Terami was born out of it. Well, Hazama, most likely Hazama, then Terami, but the point is, he does look like a lot like Terami for what you can see here, with all the spiky hair and, just, he looks nuts, but still. But without, just let's move on to the other characters and see how the other characters translate well over to the ones that we know today. I felt as though I should have talked about these characters first, considering the fact that they were supposed to be the 2 main characters of the series, apparently the 2 main characters of Blue Blood. And the first one we're going to start with is Leo Blackpalm, and he basically just a dark hair. He's basically the Rodden of Bloodedge's predecessor. And Mori did borrow Sin Kiss's design from Get to Get 2 Overture. You can definitely see that. And this guy was basically supposed to be the main protagonist, or Ragna, for this game. Now it's funny that you can see how you can basically see how you can see a lot of soul from this. Obviously, Ragna's soul, came from that. But, you can definitely see a lot more soul and, Ragna's hair from the start from the bottom, because the designs go from the top to the bottom. And, the last picture, you can definitely see more of, you can basically see more of Ragna's and Soul's, designs merged together with the eye patch from Sin. You can definitely see how those designs become merged together. You can definitely see, hell, he even starts using the sword, he originally starts with the sword backhand until the character designs at the bottom. The character designs at the bottom use it backhand, while the other characters on the top use it more. Hell, you can even see more. You can just definitely see how Ragna's hair became more and more Ragna as time went on. But yeah, basically Leo here was basically he's just the predecessor to Ragna. He was basically going to be Ragna. So yeah, it's just funny to see how that would have turned out. Just imagine how these characters would have popped up now. More is going on. I got all these possibilities. Hell, he could still reuse these designs if he ever wanted to. It'd be weird as hell to see him crop up in BlazBlue again, but it would be interesting. Now we move on to Roy Lampert, basically Jin's predecessor. And he was, from his character notes, it says he was inspired by Star Wars, and he was supposed to fight with 2 beam sabers. So yeah, you could definitely see Jin in this. Just look at all the designs. I like how his first one reminds me more of it reminds me of Char without the... he could pass for Char without a mask. And over time, it starts to become more Jin. He switched from red to, he switched from red to blue. And it started to make me think, oh yeah, he looks more like Kai now, and he's becoming more and more Jin as time passes. Now, he does have a companion with him. And while I can't read of... my Japanese is not very good at all, and I'm not gonna lie about that. But Roy here apparently had a companion here, Now, I don't know if that's another Roy or just an older design, but I would guess like it could be a female character. Either that, it could be just, you know, Jin delving down. I want to say it's like the Tsubaki's predecessor, but I feel like that's way too early. Though Tsubaki herself did appear in Calamity Trigger a tiny bit, so I can't say for certain who the hell this actually is. But if I were to say it, if anyone can barely read the text of this thing in Japanese, my guess is that it could be Tsubaki's predecessor. It looks like a female from what I can see, but you know, this is all my speculation here. I'm not gonna delve into it because I feel like I'll be talking here forever. It's like, ooh, is that Tsubaki? Who could that be? Yeah. I don't want to be here forever doing that. So, without further ado, let's just move on to the other characters. There are also other character designs that I kind of glossed over. Like, I'm trying to get these out of the way now, so I won't have to like start this whole damn video over again because I make dumb choices. But I've also missed two certain characters, that being Carl and Tsubaki. Now, the thing about this collection is there are more characters that show their concept designs, but they don't have that many drastic changes from who they are, like when they originally started. So I figured, okay, I might as well cover these characters and cover their bases. And so to start off with, I'm just going to talk about Carl and, well, as I said before, I'm going to talk about Carl, Tsubaki, and I guess I'll throw another one on in the predecessors for the Murakumo. Now, it wasn't stated that this could be new, but, you know, it had to be new. So Mori went to a bunch of, you know, designs for, you know, what the Murakumo is going to be. But anyway, I missed Carl and Tsubaki the most. Now, Carl didn't change that much other than his designs, and, you know, actually Ada did change a little, and Carl didn't really change much other than getting a top hat. And I'm glad he get that hat because that's a very, very nice hat. Carl deserves that hat. And then we move on to Baki, who's like drastically different from, well, not that drastic, but she did have black hair originally. And I completely and utterly forgot about that because I remember seeing this a while ago. I remember seeing this like way back. And I remember that Tsubaki had black hair starting as a character. And I was like, God damn it, I forgot to mention this in this video. Oy. And I forgot, okay? I forgot. And I should really plan these videos out in advance, but I swear to God, I forgot. I should have mentioned this earlier, but did not. And I guess while we're on the subject of talking about characters who don't look, you know, definitely don't look the same they originally were, like everything else in this video, we got Terumi and New. Now, Terumi, on the other hand, I remember him looking like a lot different. Now, funny enough, his design will later be used in X-Blaze. Now, the character's name eludes me now, but I think his name is Freaks from X-Blaze. So, yeah, Freaks from X-Blaze. So this design went, I think his name is Freaks. I might be wrong, but like I don't feel like looking it up right now, but still the point is, yeah, his name is Freaks. So his design will later be used for X-Blaze. So yay! You know, Terumi's design wasn't completely abandoned. So it's funny how that translated over to X-Blaze. And then we got the Murakumo. Now the funny thing, if I look at the Murakumo on the top, it reminds me of Kokonoe, right? Now I don't know if the design the top design led to Kokonoe because, you know, she has the pink hair, she has Kokonoe's ribbons, she has a little hood thing that the clothing Kokonoe wears. It looks like her little cap falls, and it's the same color. Like it looks very Kokonoe-esque, and I do like that. Like I made me think, did Mori just reuse the design just for Kokonoe? Like some way back theory about Kokonoe being a Murakumo of some sort, or whatever crap. But the point is, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Like I missed that. I am sorry. Like I'm dumb because I wish I had these videos planned in advance. I didn't plan this video in advance. I just went off. Like I had planned some of this video out, but I just went off. I'm sorry. Now I can actually, you know, move on to the rest of the characters, and without further ado, let's just go on to everyone else. I'm sorry, everybody. Now we have a character who goes by Unnamed. We have no name for her, but we can definitely see that she was supposed to be Lychee. You can definitely see the jam influences, you know, already, considering the fact that, you know, I mean, hell, this was supposed to be the replacement for Guilty Gear at first. So yeah, just, you know, she becomes from less jammed and more Chinese-esque, then back down to Lychee. You can definitely see how the evolution of that goes. But yeah, you can see just jam at first. I mean, without all the, you know, the wacky hair, but you can definitely see jam, or, you know, I don't know what to say. It's just, I wish she had a name. At least, I mean, she's unnamed at this point, and we don't know who the hell she was. But we can see that she was supposed to use fans. Like, she does not use fans. Or, you know, she gets the poll starting off, but the Chinese girl has fans. And I'm thinking, I wonder what happened if Lychee used fans. Like, I want to know what that would happen. I just feel like it wouldn't be anything much special, but she would definitely be a different character than she is today. I can definitely say that much. Next, we move on to a character known as Black Joker. So, he's... Okay, I'm not going to miss words here. His notes say that, well, from what I can read of his notes and the wiki site, that he was supposed to be inspired by Jack Sparrow. Yes, that Jack Sparrow. Pirates of the Caribbean Jack Sparrow. And yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it. Now, no, like, he's really didn't... His character design didn't really lead into anything. He was just supposed to be a pirate character. But if I were to say something like that, he's supposed to be like the BlazBlue version of the BlazBlue version of May. Nah, that's funny. That's not funny. It's dumb. But yeah, there's not really much to say about Black. What? I just forgot his name. Black Joker here. He was just supposed to be a pirate, inspired by Jack Sparrow. So yeah, just not really much to say. Like, if I could read the notes, it would be a different story. But I can't. I don't know. And there's no translations of them out there. Like, I tried. No one ever talks about Genesis of the Blue Blaze. I tried looking for it. I tried looking up anything about this, and I can't find it. For the life of me, I cannot find crap about this thing other than the wiki and very small sources. And it's upsetting, because I really do want to know these character notes and see if they have anything special to say. Next, we move on to another unnamed character. He is basically an unnamed dark-skinned character. And I honestly don't know what he could be, but he looks cool as hell though. Like, he got the dreads and on, like with the the samurai with the swords and shit like that. He was only described as a black-skinned man with a katana, and he was meant to be a very cool character. And he does look cool as hell. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing this guy bust up in BlazBlue. Like, I don't know who he could be. Honestly. Like, there's no other characters in BlazBlue I could actually figure out he could fit the design of. I mean, he looks cool though. I would like to see him in BlazBlue. He does look cool. Like, I feel like Mori could have kept this design of all people. I guess. I mean, he doesn't have a name. Now, I don't know if it's like that's not his name, but like he doesn't have a name. I wish he did. I would like to see him in BlazBlue. He looks cool, not because he's black. And not because I'm black. That's I hate when people say that. That's why people are like, oh, are you like Sash from Final Fantasy 13 because you're black? I was like, what? No. He's a cool character. But anyway, the point is, yeah, he looks cool. I wish I could say more about him though. Like, I'm mad that my Japanese sucks major ass and I can't really say anything about these, but whatever. He looks cool, and I really wish he was in BlazBlue. Though I don't know who he could be. I mean, he could be like a Samurai Potemkin, though I can't just say it because he's black. I mean, not all black people are the same on games, everybody. But without further ado, let's just move on to the very last character of this list. And last but not least, we finally reach the last character, and he is known as the Mask of K. So, he's supposed to be Tager's predecessor from what I can understand. And it's just baffling how different Tager was going to be. I mean, just goddamn. Like, you start off with freaking this guy at the bottom who looks like he should be in like he should be like one of those apocalyptic those dude, like, I know they have a name, like those post-apocalyptic biker dudes with the masks and junk like that. He looks like he should be that first, and it's unknown. Like, I'm not aware of which character's design came first, but considering the fact that these characters start up top and go down, I'm gonna take, I guess, the blonde dude at the top was originally supposed to be Tager, and then as it goes down, he becomes more like that. Like, it's just a drastic change. None of Tager's designs even remotely resemble one another. If you get, like, they don't, and it's funny to me. Like, it really is funny to me. Like, I just imagining Tager and what he could have been like is so weird. But then again, he wouldn't have been the way he is now if we never knew that. So. But I guess that marks the end of this video. I wish more of the Origin of the Blue Blaze was out. I mean, Genesis of the Blue Blaze was out. I really wish more of this was out so I can learn more and, actually tell you guys stuff. But I wish I also knew the Japanese well, because, I mean, for what people can read if they could. But without further ado, I guess that's the end of this video. I will see you all next time. So goodbye, everyone, and I hope you have a great day. You know, I am completely and utterly stupid because I forgot to mention that Genesis of the Blue Blades actually had a song attached to it. It's known as Owari no Hajimari no Uta, or basically Song of the Beginning of the End. And it was never recorded and only exists in text version. And while I would like to say it to you guys, it honestly is a very... It wasn't all in Japanese. I mean, I can't say it. Like, it only exists in the text version, and no one ever bothered to retranslate it. And it puts if I sung the whole thing in Japanese, I butcher it to hell and back, and no one would want to hear that. I mean, I wish I understood. I really wish it would be recorded, but you know, there's nothing I can do about that. But you know, sorry for adding this bit on the end of the video. I had to mention that because there's barely any information about Genesis of the Blue Blades, and I really want to cover all my bases before I moved on. So, as I said before, goodbye everyone. See you all next time. Peace out. All that noise. I'm still talking. Let's go.